The football world has crowned its new king. In 2025, the Ballon d'Or, the most prestigious individual award in football, has gone to Paris Saint-Germain's Ousmane Dembélé, who beat out teenage superstar Lamine Yamal to claim the Golden Ball. For many, this was one of the most exciting and unpredictable Ballon d'Or races in years. On one side, the experienced winger who has fought through injuries and doubt to finally fulfill his promise. On the other, a teenage sensation already breaking records and dazzling the world with his talent. So how did Dembélé edge out Yamal? And what does this result mean for the future of football? Let's break it all down. The Ballon d'Or, awarded every year by France Football, recognizes the player judged to have been the very best over the previous season. It considers individual performance, consistency, influence on the pitch, as well as the trophies won with club and country. This year's race had everything: a reborn Dembélé, a rising Yamal, and a stage set for history. Ousmane Dembélé's story is one of redemption. After years of inconsistency and injuries, he finally produced a season worthy of the hype that surrounded him as a teenager. With Paris Saint-Germain, he delivered a treble, winning Ligue 1, the Coupe de France, and most importantly, the Champions League. Dembélé scored 35 goals in 53 matches, often stepping up in the biggest games. In the Champions League knockout stages, he was electric, scoring in the semi-final, assisting in the final, and proving himself as the player PSG could rely on when it mattered most. But it wasn't just about numbers. It was about presence. Dembélé looked confident, composed, and decisive throughout the season. For many voters, that consistency across all competitions, combined with the weight of the Champions League, made him the clear favorite. But standing right behind him was a phenomenon: Lamine Yamal. At just 17, Yamal had a season most professionals could only dream of. With Barcelona, he led them to La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Spanish Super Cup. Week after week, he produced moments of magic, weaving past defenders, scoring in big matches, and carrying himself like a seasoned veteran despite his age. On the international stage, he shone with Spain too, becoming one of the youngest stars to dominate at the highest level. Yamal's performances earned him the Copa Trophy for Best Under 21 player for the second year in a row. And many fans believed he could shock the world and win the Ballon d'Or outright. But in the end, despite his brilliance, the lack of European silverware and the sheer dominance of Dembélé's season proved too much to overcome. So why did the Ballon d'Or voters lean towards Dembélé instead of the prodigy Yamal? 3 reasons stand out. First, the Champions League factor. Winning Europe's top competition has always carried enormous weight in Ballon d'Or voting, and Dembélé was decisive in PSG's triumph. Second, consistency. Dembélé was relentless across the season, scoring, assisting, and staying fit, something that had eluded him in the past. And third, big game impact. When PSG needed him most, Dembélé delivered. While Yamal had incredible flashes of brilliance, voters seemed to favor proven, decisive contributions on the grandest stages. When Dembélé's name was announced, the football world erupted. For PSG, it was validation. Finally, one of their stars holding the Ballon d'Or aloft. For Dembélé, it was the culmination of years of perseverance. In his speech, he thanked his coaches, his teammates, and the fans who never stopped believing in him. And for Yamal, this was not a defeat, but a warning to the football world. At 17, he had already finished second in the Ballon d'Or. His time will surely come, perhaps sooner than anyone expects. So what comes next? For Dembélé, this is the peak of his career, but also the start of a new chapter. The challenge now is to stay at this level, to defend the title, and to prove that 2025 wasn't just a one-off. For Yamal, the future is limitless. He has already shown he can compete with the very best. With more experience, more trophies, and more leadership, he looks destined to lift the Ballon d'Or himself one day. And for football as a whole, the 2025 Ballon d'Or showed us the clash of generations. The established star reaching his peak and the wonderkid rising to take his place. In the end, Ousmane Dembélé is your 2025 Ballon d'Or winner. A season of brilliance, crowned by the ultimate individual honor. And behind him, Lamine Yamal, the teenager who has already shaken the football world and who looks ready to dominate the next decade. So what do you think? Did the right player win the Ballon d'Or? Should Yamal have been crowned instead? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the world of football. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.